In this video, I'm going to introduce Teams, Microsoft Teams, which is the platform we're going to be using for class sessions, so for our video chats for our class sessions, as well as just general chat, like getting help, asking questions, talking about different topics with the rest of the class. We're going to use Teams for that. And so there are two ways to access Teams. You can either use your browser or you can use the desktop or mobile application. So if you're using your browser, you can go to teams.microsoft.com and it'll take you to a login page where you'll log in with your Office 365 credentials, the same thing you use to log in to your email at Columbia. You will use to log into Teams here. And if you're setting up your desktop app, you'll go through a similar process of logging in. I'm going to give you a tour from the desktop app. So once you log in, you'll see a screen that looks something like this, where if you click on Teams in the sidebar, you'll see all the Microsoft Teams you're a part of. If you're in one of my classes, you will have a team. Like if you're in my Intro to Programming, you'll have a team specifically for that class. And then we'll talk about the IAM community, which is a team that you all have access to that is for all of IAM. So before we jump into one of the teams, just a quick tour of the sidebar. So you have an activities panel, which shows you your notifications. You have a chat panel, which allows you to send direct messages to anyone else at Columbia. You have the teams, which you can see all of the rest of the teams. And then the other tabs you may not end up using here at Columbia. So let's jump into an example of one of our class teams. So if you're in Introduction to Programming, this will be the team you'll be in. If you're not, you'll see a different class name, but it will have a similar structure. So inside of a team, on the sidebar here, there are going to be channels. And so each channel has a different topic. So we have a general channel here. We have a class meetings, which is where we'll have our video chats, and then a help channel, which will be where we can ask for help from each other on projects. So inside of any of these channels, you can start a conversation by posting a message, and you can also reply to messages that have been posted. So I can say, is anybody here? And when I post that, that's going to show up in this channel only, so it's not in the class meetings or the help channel. And then other people that are coming through can either start a new conversation about a different topic or can reply to an existing conversation. And we have options for if you need to post some formatted text, you can post formatted text. You can attach files, so if you wanted to upload a screenshot of your application or a design that you're working on, you can do that. Emoji, and we've also got GIF. So I can look for a GIF and post it, and this will show up as a threaded reply to the original message. You can also, when you're in the channel, if you're asking a question and you know someone specifically has expertise, or you're like trying to get someone to join the conversation, if you type the @ symbol and then start typing that person's last name, you will get some matches popping up here, so you can send a message that will notify that person. So if you're in any of my classes that have class meetings, whether they are required meetings or optional meetings, they will happen in a specific thread here. So inside of a class meetings thread, when you are looking for our class meeting, when it's the day of the week and time when we're having it, there'll be a little box in here that says meeting has started, and you can click join to join it. I want to give you a preview of what it will look like when you're inside of a meeting. So I'm going to start a new meeting here and turn off my camera since I don't have one plugged in. So when you're in a meeting, you will have a view that looks like this, where everyone else that's in the meeting will be here. If someone's sharing their screen, it'll show up here. And then you have a couple of options at the bottom. So this will show you all the participants in the meeting. This will pop up a meeting chat where you can post a message. So using this chat, you can send messages to everyone else who's in the meeting. So if you have a question while we're talking, this is a good way to post your question, or you have a comment, or you're answering a question. This is a good place to do it. When you are in the call, you have a couple options here to like mute yourself, turn your camera on and off. And you can also hit this button here to raise your hand, which will show up for me and for everyone else as, this person over in the chat wants to say something. And then that might be the place where I would call on you, or if you're in a breakout room, someone would acknowledge that and sort of let you jump into the chat, turn on your video and mic and say something. Okay, what else? So we also have, importantly, the share tray here, which if you pop this open, this will give you the ability to share a screen. So if you wanted to share some project that you're working on to get help, or you wanted to share some designs for feedback, this would be the way to do it. You would choose which either window you want to share or which screen. So I have 2 monitors, so I'm seeing 2 screens popping up. And within this, you will also have the ability to, well, let's just pop this open. So we're not going to see much here because I don't have anything on my screen, but once you are in here, up at the top, there'll be an option where you can actually give someone else control. So if you're in office hours with me, or you're in a breakout group with a few other students, and one person wants to share their screen, you're working on code together, you can actually click this give control button to let someone else in the meeting control your computer. So someone else can take over coding, someone else could start debugging. This will be something that we'll use a lot if you're meeting me in office hours inside of Teams. So it'll give me a chance to poke around your code and help you fix whatever isn't working. And so when you want to stop presenting, stop screen sharing, you just click the button and you're back to the normal chat. So I'm going to close this. One thing that I want to show you before we hop over to a new channel is that up at the top here, you can go to notifications for any of your channels that you're a part of. I recommend keeping your notifications on so that you can get notifications if someone's posting. Like for instance, if I'm posting some important information in here. To make it clear, Canvas is where all of the grading is going to be done and submission of assignments, and Teams is more going to be for us to be able to connect with one another and build a community together. So it's important to have notifications on for Canvas, definitely, and then it is really helpful to have notifications on for Teams so you can stay in the loop. Okay, so that's it for one of the class channels, and if I click on Teams or I click on all teams here, it'll take me back to the listing of all the teams. And the IAM community channel is a channel that is for everyone in IAM. So you'll have an invite to this channel because you're in one of my classes and you're inside of IAM. And then inside of here, we have a couple of different channels. So we have a general chat for anyone to post anything. It could be like job postings or cool new technology or designs or apps that you've seen. And then we have different channels for specific domains and topics. So for instance, if you're in a programming class, then this programming channel will be helpful. Like if you want to get help from an IAM tutor, the tutors check this IAM community channel, the other faculty check this. So this is a great place to connect with other students outside of your class and also to get help. One caveat, there may be channels in here that are hidden, and if you, I'm going to hide this channel so you'll see what it looks like. So if I showed up to this team and I didn't see programming, or I didn't see the channel I was looking for, because it's hidden, there will be this notification about hidden channels here. So if you click on this and then you click on show, that will take that channel out of hidden and make sure that it always shows up in your sidebar. So that is pretty much it for a quick overview of Teams. You will have an invite from me to IAM community and to our class channel. This will be where we are having our class sessions and where we're having our sort of community discussions. So I'll see you in Teams.